Hello. This is Trader Travis, and I welcome you to day 23 of our 30-day challenge, where I've challenged myself to show up for the first 30 days of this year to deliver a valuable piece of content to you. And again, as I stated in other videos, this is my way of saying thank you for supporting me, helping me become a better investor to the point where I won the 2019 U.S. Investing Championship. Now, today I have 3 new trade alerts for you for McDonald's, Netflix, and another company called KLAC 10 Core Corporation. Because I know, you want to see me trades, right? You don't want to hear me give you speeches about mindset and things like that. So I'm going to try to mix things up today and talk about 3 new trades that I may potentially make. But first, I have a quick recap on yesterday's video. Again, I offered everybody $100 off their enrollment of the Success Academy if they purchase my friend's book. It's a book that will help you out with mindset. So make sure you watch yesterday's video, day 22, where I talk about getting the stock market to pay for my car repairs. It's the first 5 minutes of that video. If you're interested in either getting a coupon code off the registration for the Success Academy or getting a bonus training valued at $100. And that's like my insurance training showing how I, protected my mom's 401k, or also the 100K tax loophole, how I discovered a guy was making like 100 grand from the stock market each year and not paying taxes on the money, right? And I was like, that seems like completely what's the word I'm looking for? What's my word my niece said? Not fair, illegal. It seemed illegal until I read the tax code myself. And I'm like, why did I never notice this all these years? But again, go watch that video yesterday. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. First, before I get to the 3 new trades, let's go ahead and update the previous trades I made here on PayPal, TDD, and Google. I want to talk about those before I share new trades, right? So first, TDD, that is only up 0.8%. I got in here on this MarketClub monthly. This is the software I use to help me, pinpoint entry and exits for my trades. I'll put the link in the description section of this video. So I got in on the monthly and the stock went up, but it pulled back a tad bit. So my trade is only up 0.8%, but it's profitable, so I can't complain. I just have to give it some time to work its wiggles out. PayPal is actually up 47%. And I got in that, again, on a monthly trade triangle, so that's doing pretty good. CMG is up 1%. Same thing I got in here on a monthly. That trade is only up 1%. I think I got into that one late. I got into that one after it went sideways a bit, so that's only up 1%. But the winner here is Google, surprisingly, right? I did not think Google would be the winner, and this is part of why I diversify and get into several trades and not put everything on one trade, because honestly, out of all of these, I did not think Google would be the winner, and it's up 76%. I'll be getting out of that. And I've only been in these a week and a half. So think about that. To all the option selling gurus who tell you, option buying doesn't work, you'll lose your money, stop listening. Well, no, you can listen to those guys if you want to not maximize your personal growth. But me, I'm like, maybe I'm hard-headed. I trust but verify. Yes, I hear you. You say option buying doesn't work, but I'm sorry. I met a millionaire and all he did was buy options. He did not sell options. And he taught me his blueprint. Here I am 20 years later, still using it, still making money. So, trust but verify. You can believe that if you want, but I am telling you that option buying does work if you do it correctly. And I'm loving my 76% return on Google doing something that people keep saying is impossible. Now, this one I will be out of soon because it has a profit exit here, and it's about 80%. So I'll be getting out of that, and then I will decide if I want to get back in it or not. Most likely I will, because I have not received an exit signal. Now, moving on here. 3 new trades I found today. So we have first McDonald's, right? Everybody knows McDonald's. Beautiful looking chart, and it just triggered a monthly, my very favorite signal. So that is purely why I'm getting into it. I don't know if I'm getting into it. We'll talk about that here in a second. But it did trigger a monthly trade triangle. Then we have Netflix here, right? 5-year chart of Netflix, 2-year chart, 1-year chart. I don't like the 1 year. I don't like the 2 year. And the 5-year chart looks sketchy, right? And we look here, it had a monthly back here. Did it pay attention to it? No, it did not take off in price. Has a new monthly. But because it's Netflix, I can promise you somebody jumped in here without actually looking at what the stock is telling them, the story the stock is telling them. right? It doesn't matter. I love these trade triangles. They've helped me make enough money to pay off like a mortgage on a rental home, right? So I can't ever say anything bad about them. But what I can say bad about is people's greed. They get so caught up and so biased. I have a bias too, so I have other stocks I have a bias on, like Square. That's giving me a pain in the butt right now. But anyway, this is what people miss. And this is what the 5-year chart actually showed you if you had paid attention to it. So looking at this, what do you see? Netflix has these declining resistance. It hasn't broke free from that. But Netflix just has earnings, I think, today. And if we zoom in here on a 3-year month chart, look at the volume spike there. So this is what I would consider a breakout on higher volume. Volume is like the heart of moves in the stock market. It tells you, is there really, big money behind this? This is a $349 stock. Almost 20 million shares. That's not Trader Travis's money, right? I don't have that much money, right? So some big institutional players are finally getting into that stock. Now let's come back to the previous trade triangle here back in February. Okay, now we scroll down. Did you see a volume spike there? This red line is the average volume. Did you see a volume spike on that monthly? No. But you see a monthly here, and then you see a volume spike, and you see a new volume spike here after earnings. So that is why I am now considering throwing some money at Netflix. I still don't trust it because of what I just showed you, but I'll throw a little bit of money at it. And if it keeps proving itself, then I'll throw more money at it. When I say throw money at it, it means I invest a tiny bit of money into the stock. Lastly, KLAC, and it just triggered a weekly. Now, I said one of them was suspect. And believe it or not, it's McDonald's, right? First of all, McDonald's failed my fundamental test. I use Investors Business Daily, but I'm going to start showing Yahoo Finance more for those who don't have a subscription. And I've talked about this test in another video. This fails my fundamental test. However, it's McDonald's, right? And if we look at DIA, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, we look at the top 10 holdings. McDonald's is 4% of the Dow, right? Boeing, talk about Boeing, right? People are like, are you going to put on Boeing because it's crashing in price? I'm like, the Boeing is 7% of the Dow. Do I want to bet against a stock that's 7% of the Dow? No, I don't. Yeah, it's been going down, but sorry, I trade with the market's trend, and I'm just passing on Boeing. Anyway, moving on here. McDonald's, it's McDonald's. It represents almost 5% of the Dow. Yeah, I'm not going to bet against that. So that's it. I've looked up earnings on all three of these. So they do have earnings. That's something I would factor into my trade plan. And if you're part of my programs, I walk you through that, the decisions we can make to trade around earnings and what can you do. And speaking of earnings, since I have a few more minutes left, I'm going to give you one last bonus tip, and then I will let you go for the day. So this is going to be a combination of what I talked about in day 5, my 5 rules of stock investing, the PRI investing strategy, and what I talked about in day 18, my 3 options earning strategies, right? So the PRI investing strategy, these shares of Starbucks were accumulated through the PRI investing strategy. And so that strategy, you accumulate stock shares, ideally risk-free. You rent them out for income each month. And so this one stock, best case scenario, you can get 800. Doesn't always work out like that. Like you can see the last time we've rented it out, we only earned 241. But if you have 5 different stocks like that, all earning 800, that's about $4,000 a month, all right, that you can get potentially risk-free. Again, that's the word potentially. So these are accumulated with the PRI investing strategy. And here's how we handle earnings. Since I have 472 shares here, you can see here, this is one in the earning strategy where I talked about a straddle or strangle. This was a strangle. So this call option here, Starbucks has earnings in about a week or so. If the stock jumps up in earnings, this will allow me to make money, and this helps me earn any money if Starbucks goes up. This right here protects my downside. I am overinsured here. I have more insurance than I need for the number of shares I make. So if the stock crashes, guess what? Matter of fact, sometimes I might kind of hope it crashes so I can record yet another video. I have one on YouTube somewhere. I can't remember where I show you how to file an insurance claim. So let's assume Starbucks crashed on earnings down to $80. I can come in and tell my broker, hey, file an insurance claim. I want to sell my stock for $92.50. Even if it's trading for 80 on the open market. And that's because this is the rights my insurance contract gives me. So I kind of secretly hope it does crash so I can show you how that works out, where you can file an insurance claim and get all of your money back and some, depending on what your insurance level is. So that's all I have for you. I'll continue to update you on these trades. I don't know if I'll place McDonald's, Netflix. I have to do my risk analysis for my account to make sure the account I'm trading in can handle the risk of 2, maybe 3 more trades. So you take care. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you tomorrow.